Hello everyone, this is another episode of Coffee Break and I have a super special guest that I was trying to talk to her for a long time. This is Slimerella. So Garibi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, I'm super excited that you invited me to your shop. It's super beautiful. I've never been here before, even though I've always passed. I've never been here before, but I'm super excited and to see you such a young age doing such an amazing thing out here in Laredo in our community. It's just inspiring. So thank you for being here. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about different things. I want to get to know you better. So before starting to talk about Slimerella, I really want to know who's Azul Garibi. Like, what do you like? What do you like to do? Your hobbies aside from slime and I know you do a lot of exercise and I know you put your life out there in social media, but who are you?
Things that I like to do besides making slime, since I'm always here, I like to read. I like a lot of poetry or coloring and drawing. I like that too. Even when I'm at home, I still make slime because my sister, she's like, I want to be like you.
That's nice.
Yes,
you have a young sister, right?
Yes, she's 8 years old. She's in 3rd grade. And every time I come home, let's say her friends aren't there, because she's usually with her friends. But if I'm there, she's like, can you make slime with me? So usually I'll make slime with her, or we'll do activities. She just likes to play with me.
So you have like a super big gap. Well, not super big, but a big gap between
It's
you.
8 years.
It's 8 years. Yes, it's a lot. I have a big gap with my sister. Is 5, and I still feel like there's a lot of things going on between us. Literally, being with your sister. Is that how it started? Like the whole slime thing. I mean, I know you started super small, super young, but like with your sister, it's like you revive that liking of the slime. Or how does it work for you and her?
Yes, so whenever I started making slime, I had a room in my house. It was upstairs in my parents' room, and that's where I started. I was 11. So now, after a while, that room became my downstairs room. Because then my sister got older, so she wanted her own playroom. So right now, that room is like her veterinarian, her kitchen, all her toys are in there. And right now, since I opened the shop, it's about to be a year. That room, thank you so much. That room is now her room, and she first wanted to make it a spa, but after coming here to the shop, now it's her slime room.
Oh wow!
So like I left that, I took off all my slime things, and it's still a slime room because now she wants to make slime.
She wants to follow your steps.
Yeah,
that's so nice. So how did it start? Like one day you were like, okay, let me mix up these things and see what comes out of it, or how did Slimerella happen?
Yes, so when slime started getting popular, it was when I was in 5th grade, so I think it was like 2017. And all my friends were making slime. It was all over YouTube and TikTok. And so I started making slime because of that, but at first I didn't know how to make slime. So there was a lot of trends where you would use like toothpaste or hand sanitizer and you would put it in the freezer and it would make slime. So at first I didn't know how to make it. And I still remember that the first slime I ever made was like a teal color. I still remember that. And it was like the smallest piece of slime ever, but I was so happy that I was finally able to make it. So after that I continued. I finally bought glue and all the ingredients, and I would sell it to my friends and make it, like let's say they would come to my house, we would make slime. But then after a while I was like, okay, my friends like my slime, so maybe other people will like my slime. So there's this local event, which is a Mercadito Fest. So I started selling it there, and it's like every 3 months. So I would go and I would sell my slime. And since I've been to a lot of career days since I opened the store, my dad made me like a little slideshow. And I look at my containers, and it's like little plastic salsa containers.
Wow.
Or I look at like the little sticker, and my dad would print out like a slime sticker for me. But I would cut out the paper and like tape it, so it was like my own DIY sticker.
Oh yeah.
And to see now like all my growth is super cool. So after that, there was also more events that I was able to go to. It was one in Houston and one in San Antonio. So hopefully they can do those once again. That was before COVID. So I was able to meet Karina Garcia. She has like 9 million subscribers. She's so close to 10 on YouTube. And I got to meet her at her slime event, and I got to make slime with her because she had this big class. And then the other event that I went to for slime was the slime rodeo. It was another event with like a ton, like hundreds of slime vendors. And then after the conventions, I would just make slime at home. But then we started the pop-up shop, Young Bosses at the mall. So I was like, oh, I can sell my slime here. But before we even did the pop-up, we had done one before. I believe it was like in 2021. And it was called the Kids Showcase.
Okay.
And we had done that one at one of my friend's mom's business. So then whenever we got a message from the mall wanting a pop-up, we were like, okay, we'll do it. We'll have young vendors, but right now we've been there for over 2 years, so it's super cool to see that we were just gonna do an event, just a
Like
weekend.
yeah,
and then it turned out to be 2 years later and we're still there. So I started selling slime there, and then we have other vendors there too. And it's super cool to see their growth. One of the girls that's there, her name is Ale. She's 19 and her business is Pupper's Paw. So she sells like doggy clothing and everything. And right now she just opened her kiosk at the mall. So from being at the pop-up with her table of items.
Now she has her own business.
Yes, and then there's also this other lady who would sew with us, and now she has her own store, actual store. So it's super cool to see how people grow. We also had Nelly Lashes. Now she has lash vending machines at the mall and at the outlets, and her online store is doing very good. So from being there, starting something for small businesses, because since of COVID, everyone who wasn't able to have a job in person because of COVID, they started their own small business. So like now, they were there, they already grew, and it's just super cool to see all of that. And then during, when we had the pop-up, I was like, why don't I open my own store? And my dad said that they could like design my own kiosk, like a really nice one. And I had all these ideas, and then we were like, why don't we open up a store?
Wow.
So last October, we opened up this slime shop, and then this October, we're opening up the second
I know,
store.
I saw that. That's crazy, but it's super, like, I think it's super inspiring what you were telling me, because I heard you talk about so many other people, and I think that's when you know you went beyond. You know, like you didn't only help yourself, but you actually helped other people. And locally, because there's a lot of people that like think because we live in Laredo, there's nothing to go about or to dream about, you know? And sometimes is helping each other and the people that have lived here to develop something that they like and that they're passionate about and do something with it. So congratulations for that. That's an amazing story.
Thank you.
So from where I, like all the time that I was listening to you, I could just hear your mom, your dad. So they've been a part definitely of this journey that you've had. So, I mean, I think the entrepreneurship part of you comes from them, if I'm not mistaken, probably. But they have always been there. They have always had these ideas, or like who has been a key path in this journey of yours?
Yes, so my parents have 2 optical stores here, and all of our family has an optical. But because of, well, my grandma and my grandpa, my mom's parents, they have a lot of the business side. They have, they used to have a candy shop in Nuevo Laredo.
So it runs in your veins.
Yes, but when I was little, I was always at my parents' work. So they would pick me up from school, and I was always there. And then also when my mom had my sister, we even had the little Puna there, and my sister would go to work too. But ever since I was there, I would always sell things. So I was a Girl Scout, so whenever I would sell cookies, I would sell it there with my friends because my parents were the troop leaders. So we would go outside of the Optica with little posters, and like we would love to sell cookies or anything like that. There was also a time where I would sell chocolates at the Optica.
So you were always creating what to sell. She was an entrepreneur since a little girl.
Yes,
That's
and
cool.
then there was also a time where, I don't know if I was like 6 years old, maybe 7, I would collect little rocks that were outside of the Optica,
Wow.
draw little faces on them, and then my dad would pay the customers so they could come and buy things
Oh
from me.
wow, that's so nice.
So we've always been at the Optica, and one thing that I always tell everyone is that when I started making slime, obviously I'm a kid, I'm gonna make a mess. I would get it on towels and carpets, but my parents obviously could have said like no more slime, we don't want that. But instead they encouraged me, they gave me my own space, and if they would have said no, then 5 years today I wouldn't have opened the shop, or even, I don't know where I would be, but it's super cool that they helped me through everything. Obviously, since I am young, I don't know that much about like the business or anything, like the pavements. So luckily I have them to guide me through that, and then later on I'll learn too.
No, yes, of course, and you're in the process of, I mean, watching, I was talking to a friend today and I was learning how sometimes watching and practicing and just by visualizing what you seeing your parents, then you're gonna learn yourself. So you said it yourself right now. You are super young. This is barely starting, even if it's a year, which is a long time, and I'm very proud of that. But I mean, it's barely starting and continuing. Are you gonna continue this path of like all the kids side and helping them with slime? Because I follow you on your social media, and I can see that you're like promoting other stuff. You're influencer here in Laredo. So like, do you think probably you're gonna make your people grow with you, or do you think you're gonna like stay on the slime part?
So I think I'll always have slime. Hopefully I get to be a grandma and still have like
Slime
my
with
50 stores or something like that. But yeah, on my page I also like to promote businesses. So I go, either if you invite me, I can go to your store, do a couple of videos, reels. A lot of people really like giveaways. That way you get more exposure of your business so more people can know about you. I also have a show that I started with KGNS. So that one's also promoting businesses. I've gone to Pica de Mucho, I've done the shop, Que Sabrosas, which is next door. So that's a really cool way to do things too with the promoting businesses. But I just love to see, again, like how they started and where they are now, because I see myself with that. So how I started and where I am now, it's just really amazing. And then again with the kids, I have kids that come here and then they're like, when I grow up, I'm gonna work here and things like that. So I just like being an inspiration for not just the young, but a lot of moms or older people tell me as well.
I mean, and the people that have asked you, like for them to help you for you to help them with the business, they're not usually kids, right? Of course, they're grown-up people that know that you have or like an influence in Laredo, and that they know they can get your help. So I think that's very exciting that you share the passion with them, so you understand what they're going through and you want to help them. Again, like, you're not keeping it to yourself. I think that's what makes this work. Makes sense? Now that you see a lot of local businesses and you work with them, what do you think it's what people in small towns are missing to believe in that they can accomplish whatever they want to accomplish, whatever their dream is?
So I think it's really hard for people to open a business because, one, they're scared, right? And I know a lot of people say like, oh, it's because Laredo's small. You see one business open and then they close. So it's scary for a lot of people. But we always tell them, like, if you don't try or you go for it, you'll never know. So let's say you want to open up a business, but you're like, but this could go wrong, then you're starting with the wrong mindset. You should just go for it, see what happens, because if you don't believe in yourself, then how do you know?
No one will.
Yes. So always believe in yourself and just know that you can do it. If you think that you're gonna fail, you're obviously gonna fail because you're not even believing in yourself. So luckily with me and having my parents, I have their support. So let's say I have like a wrong mindset. They're like, no, we can do it. Like, we'll help you through it and everything. There's a lot of stores locally here that not a lot of people know about. Recently I visited a plant shop and they opened in May and I had never seen it. So I think Laredo needs to like open their eyes, shop locally and visit all the stores, because all of us together will help each other grow. So if we don't go and visit the shops or things like that, then Laredo's never gonna grow as like a town or anything. So that's why I think a lot of people are like, no, well, there's nothing to do in Laredo.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
they just haven't opened their eyes to see everything that they can do here.
No, yeah, I think the pandemic helped that out because we were a lot of local businesses exchanging products, exchanging money, so the money was like moving in the same town, and that made the town grow. But when pandemic finishes, then we all go back to whatever we were doing before, which is not bad, it's not wrong. But I also believe that there's a lot of places in Laredo that, I mean, I've been driving around and I'm like, what is that? Like, I've never seen that place. Even coffee shops, there are a lot around. Even there's like a trail that you can follow for different coffees in Laredo. And I think there's a lot of exciting things to do. I mean, this is one of them. Like, when you have kids, you bring them, you do a fun activity and you're helping your locals, you know? So I think that's super exciting. So now talking about like the business and how do you see, I mean, the difficulties in regards of like not knowing about places, but there are also another like difficulties. I know you're not like in the business area per se, because I know your family members help you, but what are you seeing or what do you think is one of the biggest struggles in like the business?
So whenever we opened up the shop, there was like a lot of traffic. But I think right now, like everyone's back in school, so it's like kind of slowing down. But I know they were saying that September is like the slowest month out of the year. So I guess I'm not used to that since we opened in October. So this is like my first September.
So was your first vacations like having kids?
Yes.
Open? Okay.
So this is like our first summer, everything. So it's been kind of slow, but it's always like that with the business. Like it'll go really good. There'll be slower times. But at the end, like we just have to keep promoting and everything, because let's say it's slow and we're just like sad about it. We have to like do something like put out new items or sales or things like that. That way people can be like, oh look, they have this, let's go. Or always have new things so that more people want to come. I was looking at a TikTok, I don't know if you know Cafe Lola, the lady from Vegas that sells those gourmet donuts.
Oh yeah.
She was posting, because she has like, I think over 10 businesses already all over, and she posted about one of her locations that she got there, and she was like, it's like super slow, but just because it's slow doesn't mean that it's going to be better. Because someone commented like, oh, I went in June and it was packed. And we always see her videos and it's like there's a lot of people, but she posted like, it's not always like super packed, like businesses also struggle with that. So she's like very transparent with that. I literally just saw that this morning and I was like, oh, perfect.
Perfect topic. Perfect topic. Talking about TikTok, you mentioned it now. I mean, you're in social media, you're out there, you're exposing a little bit of your life, not even a little bit, probably a lot of your life, right? Which is amazing because I mean, I'm in that too. I'm barely starting because it used to be a hobby for me and now it's becoming part of my daily routine. But it's hard to be creative. It's hard to have content. It's hard to, I mean, look beautiful in every story that you post. What is it to be, or how does it feel to be an influencer at such a young age?
So I think it's easier for me on Instagram since I just post either like a story. I need help with TikTok. Like I need someone to help me with my videos. I'll be like, okay, I'll post a video or 3, and then let's say I do that for like 4 days straight, and then like I don't post for like a week, and I'm like, oh, I need to like stay consistent because obviously if you want to see results, you have to be consistent. I can't be like, oh, I only gained 10 followers, but last time I posted was like a month ago. So I think on Instagram I do pretty good. I usually just post like what I do in my day. So or if I go to businesses, I'll post like a giveaway or a real video. But like you said, it's hard to like get ideas and things like that. I also want to get on the side of like YouTube and all of that, but editing videos and everything, it's like,
it's a whole
I think people think that it's easy, but they don't see everything that goes behind it. It could be a 7-second video, but everything you did behind it, like editing it, putting the words, it takes time.
It takes time. No, definitely, it's a job. How you deal with this, like sometimes, I mean, there's people with negative comments, and sometimes it's people that are expecting something from you and then they don't get it and they're nervous now, and they put sometimes their bad things that they're going in their lives into you because you're the one putting everything out there. How do you deal with that?
So I think one of the things with me is that luckily there's a lot of people that show me love, but one of my like flaws, I guess, would be that I always focus on, like, let's say I have 100 like super nice comments and there's just like this one person that's negative. It kind of just like,
you focus
I'm like,
on that
oh, but it should be the other way around. Like just because one person doesn't like it, look at all the people that have been positive, shown me love and things like that. I know one person commented about my hair. They're like, you look better with your regular hair. I'm like, what? I like my new hair. But like, out of all the comments that were like, oh, your hair's so stunning, there's just like gonna always be that one person or like several people that will be haters. But there's always gonna be those people. So we just have to not focus on them and be with all the positive comments and everything.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think it's a kind of like a happens aside from just social media. Like it happens in real life. Like you wake up every day and you're like, I wish I had my hair straightened and I have it curly, and the other way around. Sometimes we don't like something about yourselves, and if someone points it out, it's even harder. It's super hard. But I agree with you. Like sometimes you just need to put, you need to see all the positive things that you're accomplishing, and I mean, what else? Like you don't need anybody telling you otherwise, so it's cool. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are not scared to do or hurtful things or say hurtful things because they are on the other side of
Yes.
Of
Or they'll have like people always say the user 191.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're not even showing your face.
They have one follower, which is themselves.
Yes.
No, yeah, I get you. So what are your future plans for, well, the future plans for Slimerella?
Yes. So we've always said, imagine, we always go to Austin and McAllen and like Houston and San Antonio. So we're always like looking to see, oh, we could open a shop here or like that. And we're like, okay, in 4 years, we should move to Austin and have a shop. So I think one would be grow myself because I'm very local here. Obviously, I will never know. But I also want other people to know more about me. But I think that's what's really cool about me because I know there's like a lot of people that sell slime and they're well known everywhere, which I want to eventually do with a website, and obviously I'm going to be able to do that with TikTok, but I haven't found, like I don't have a viral video yet or anything like that because I need to post and everything.
Be consistent, yeah, for sure.
Yes. So I think either like I try and grow my TikTok, that way more people can order online. I want to fix up my website because everyone who has ordered has been here. Yeah. I'm like, you can come to the shop, don't be shy. And I think we've had one person order from out of town, but I want to do my website for more out of town people, and that way more people can get to know like the Slimerella slime shop, and then they'll put that with Slimerella.
Yeah, they'll connect it.
So hopefully later on in the years, open stores like all over the world.
Of course, why
have
not?
a franchise and everything. So
I see it for sure. And do you remember like the first time that you saw like a fan or like a little girl or a guy that like saw you and they were like, oh my god, it's like, do you remember it?
So recently, I think because I was coming out on the radio and on TV, recently since like I opened the shop and got to career days, there was this one experience, I think it was like a month ago, I was driving with my mom and I see this little girl like this from her car. Aww. And I look and she's waving at me and I was like, oh, this little girl like knows who I am, she's a fan, she's waving at me. Or also whenever I'm like out, I was at TJ Maxx one time and this little girl, I saw her talking with her grandma, but I wasn't sure if it was about me or anything. So I was just like walking around and then she was like, mi nieta se quiere tomar una foto contigo. So then I took a picture with her and I'm just like shocked, right?
Yeah.
Like I look at my mom like,
it's a weird
feeling. Know me. So this has all been super recent. Before it was just like if they went to the mall, they would be like, oh, can I take a picture with you? Since I was always like at the pop-up. But now also here I have kids and they're like, the mom's like, that's Slimerella.
Oh my god.
And then the kids are like, oh hi and everything. So it's like, again, it's super weird to see that.
But it's amazing to know that you're influential in the kids.
And even when I opened the shop, I was here like 24/7 with my mom, and I was like, why are people coming into the shop? Like, obviously people want to come in, but it was just like, I didn't believe it. Like, people actually want to come, buy slime, bring their kids. It's like, I don't know.
And they listen to what you're saying, what you post and everything. I mean, my friend Andres, you cannot see him, but he's right there. And he told me one time, because I have like 1,000 and something followers, right? And I was like, I have 1,000 followers, like I wanted more, you know, like the vibe that you want to have a lot of people following you. And one time he told me, okay, stand 1,000 people here and talk to them. And I was like, that's a lot of people. I mean, you have a lot more than 1,000, but what I mean is, it is real people that are following and listening and actually getting your advice. They're listening to what you eat, or like seeing what you eat and what you do. So you become a role model for a lot of people. Do you feel like pressured, or do you feel like nice, or is it scary, or you don't even think about it?
Well, when I post, I think I'm always myself. I think I'm very like bright. I'm always like smiling. But that's what I like, that I'm not like, everything is like on script. I just say whatever I just say whatever I want. It's all natural. But that's one thing that I love about being on Instagram. I think it's so much harder, but it's like the same thing. Like whenever I go on TV, I get super scared of everything because it's like a camera, but it's like the same thing as my mom holding the phone, but it just feels so much more like professional
No,
that
yeah.
I get scared. But like I'll be on my phone, I'll do the video, and if it just doesn't come out the way I want it to, I could just delete it and do it again.
Of
So
course.
it's something that I like doing, and I think then I think another hard part was me trying to talk to a lot of people. But luckily with career days, I remember the first one I went to, I was like driving and I was like shaking. I was like, no, how am I gonna talk to them? And then I like did my first career day, and it was like, oh, it went good. And then again, I was nervous for the second time, nervous for the third time. And then I was like, oh, it's
You started getting the hang of
yes,
it.
because I was just like saying the same thing, so it just became very natural to me. And one time, because sometimes my mom just said, oh, you have a career day, right? So I would think it's like a classroom. No, one time it was a whole gymnasium. But I did really good, and then after that I was like, they're just kids. I think it's so much easier to talk to a crowd of kids than with grown-ups, because I went to go talk about my business with grown-ups, but it's just easier with the kids.
No, yeah,
I
it's
think I'm
different.
used to it, and like the way that I talk to them and explain everything. And since I've been around kids for 5 years since I started making slime, it's just so much easier. But with the career days, I think I'm better at talking now.
Yes.
And I'm not that shy anymore.
That's good. Were you a shy kid before or not really?
Well, my mom says I'm not shy. I say that I don't like talking or that I'm shy, but she's like, once you start talking, you'll never stop
Oh, yeah.
talking.
It happens. That's why I'm new to talk. I can talk a lot. No, but it's so exciting. I mean, I'm super thankful that you gave us the space to talk, to listen to you, to your journey. You're super young. You still have a lot of things that you're gonna accomplish, and I'm sure you're gonna accomplish, because I can see that genuine side of you. I mean, I didn't know her before, and I can see that you want to do this, you like to do this, and you love doing it. So I think that's really exciting. And because of that, you're gonna grow into whatever you want. Like, things are gonna come your way because you're a positive girl that's helping other people out. I didn't know that. I knew about the pop-up, but I didn't know like the reason behind it, and I think it's exciting for people to know that. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Before leaving, I want to do two things. The first is that I have this cookie jar. So we have like questions. I think we have like I don't think they're retos, I don't think so. But they're basically questions and things that you can do or like share with whoever's watching us or listening to us today. So if you want to put your hand in, it shouldn't be anything crazy. I don't think so.
Oh, good.
Okay, reto. It's run. Okay, with the high heels. Okay.
Here, you want me to do
Okay,
I'll bet
okay.
everything.
No, you're good. It says, ¿qué le quisieras decir a tu yo del futuro? Like, what do you want to say to your future self?
Okay, well, one, I hope that you get to accomplish everything and more, because who knows what the future holds. So hopefully everything and more you get to accomplish, and that you keep growing as a person, and that you always have your family by your side, and that I will be Slimerella.
I love that. So in a few years, when you forget, because we all do who we are and what we're gonna do, you're gonna watch this video again. You're gonna remember this. Nice. And the last thing is, I wanted you to look at the people. I know they're not there, but I know you can imagine it because you do this. And share with them, what do you want to tell them today? What do you want the world to know? But it doesn't need to be anything about what you do. It doesn't need to be anything about Slimerella. Like, just whatever you want them to listen to be.
So one, always believe that you can. Any dream is possible, whether it's big or small. It doesn't matter if you're a small age or you're older. You can accomplish anything, and I'm always here. So if you guys need help with anything, you can always send me a message. But all of this is because of you guys. I wouldn't be here with my almost second store in this store, and with all my social media. That is all because of you guys, with your kids, or whether you're a mom who follows me or an older person that follows me. This is all because of you guys, so thank you so much for helping me grow. But with that being said, I hope you guys can always follow your dreams and know that anything is possible.
Nice. Let's do cheers to that.
Cheers.
And thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Bye everyone. See you in the next episode. Subscribe, like, and comment.